Uh, we are we are continuing this evening with the type of work we started last time, which is work with the human star. That is usually known as a higher self, but that's, as I explained last time, not proper understanding of what is the higher self, its purpose of existence, connection to human, and final goal of its existence. So what we did as a healing session was to petition our human star to heal us. And that is quite powerful method. Anyone can use it. So there are no special preconditions of the level of development of the person petitioning the human star. And also it doesn't need to be this petition doesn't need to be in a deep meditative state. So even with your eyes open, in any situation, you can ask for healing. And not just for healing, of course. You can ask for anything because of this symbiotic relationship humans have with human stars they are connected to. We, you can say, share mutual interest. And that is our development. So there is nothing so interested in our development as our human star. It is one atom of divinity, or you may call it a personal God. So all the knowledge, all the power, custom made for us, is 24/7 connected with us. And the better communication we have with our human star, more of its abilities we can use for our own protection, healing, and development. And more our development is aiming at overall human development of human civilization, more we are dedicated to good of all, more our human star will be motivated to help us. Because, as I said, human star, you can perceive it as one atom of divinity, but that atom is connected with all other atoms and programmed by the source of life for the good of all life. So more we include macro work or guiding wheel for the good of everyone in our personal development, better our communication with the human star will be. Apart from asking our human star to heal us and to help us, you can ask it to help others as well. So you can ask your human star to heal someone else. But what is even more efficient is to ask your human star to connect with the human star of the person you want to heal, you want to help. and petition your human star to transfer knowledge of healing or any kind of help to the human star of the person you want to heal or help in any way. So then there are two human stars enacting healing for that person. Your human star and human star of that person that is to be healed. So that's a powerful method of healing. Basically, there is no limit, theoretically, there is no limit of the number of human stars you can activate for the healing purposes, for example, for yourself or others. But there is a practical limitation in the level of your own development. When I say level of your own development, it means purity of your consciousness and aura, or harmony of energy flow within your auric field, a level of functionality of your nervous system as a second prerequisite, and the third is quality of your contact with the intelligent living light. More experienced, more intimate you are in contacting intelligent living light, more willingly bigger number of human stars will answer your petition. Also, of course, higher the level of functionality of your nervous system and purity of your aura and consciousness, better the results in healing, or the bigger number of human stars you can activate in a healing process. But the same preconditions also matter when petitioning your own human star is in question, because bear in mind, every human star has a potential of omniscience, omnipotence. So it's a spark of divinity. It has all divine knowledge and power. So basically, one human star can complete any task, potential. And higher the level of our development in these three parameters I just explained, more of this potential we can activate. For example, level of protection is coming up to the level of resurrection. So even if I die, for example, and I'm on a high level of development, and my work is important for the human civilization development, my human star can resurrect me, bring me back from the dead. To that extent. So power over life and death. And any other miracles you hear, like written in the spiritual histories, are possible for a human star, in specific conditions, of course. So more we work with human stars and intelligent light, more we practice induction of living light, more we develop and more we can do. So what we will do as a healing session today is to enable healing process, facilitate healing process for another person. So choose someone you would like to heal. Okay? Choose one person. And then we will ask, petition our human star to transfer healing power and knowledge to the human star of that person we have chosen. Okay? Let us do it. So just sit comfortably, relax. You can close your eyes if it is easier for you, or you can keep your eyes open. Bring your attention inside of your body. Feel your breath. Inhalation, stomach is rising. Exhalation, stomach is going down. Natural breathing. Now bring your attention to the center of the chest. Find this feeling, I am. Simple I notion. Just become aware of yourself. This feeling of the self in the center of the chest. As you keep your attention in the center of the chest, you will feel how this emptiness, this feeling of the existence of yourself expands like a presence throughout the body. Up the neck, to the head, same feeling I am that is felt in the center of the chest is felt within your head. Presence of your own self. Expansion of the emptiness of the presence pushes it to the top of the head, upwards until it reaches around 1 meter above your head, above the top of the head. It expands around the body, feeling of presence, especially above the head. Where it touches another presence, independent presence of the human star. It's like a small sun, spiritual sun, burning bright above our heads. Now repeat mentally after me. I petition my human star to transfer knowledge and power of healing to the human star of that person. Name that person. Thank you. How was it? Anyone would like to share, or is there any questions? Yes, Sharon.
I found that it was very powerful, and it's almost like I merged with the human star energy, and then I could just see or feel, I should say, the human star connecting to the human star of the person that I was sending healing to. And there was just this knowing that it was being done.
And quite quickly, isn't it?
Yes, yes, and very powerful. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Sharon. Excellent. Lynn was faster than 1 nanosecond.
Hi. Yes, as Sharon said, there was a beautiful calmness. It was a split second, sort of light, calm connection. But I hope it was okay, because as soon as that one was done, another person in need, and then so actually there was so many of souls, human stars that kind of came in, so it was like a net of ping 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 ping, sort of really quick, sending healing. So I hope that was okay, because it was just what was happening.
Yeah, thank you. Excellent, excellent. Yes. And have you felt healing yourself?
Yes.
Yes. Great. Lisa, yeah, what's so funny? Share.
Thank you. I think this is very interesting. I think I got this message this morning, actually, strangely, because I was helping a friend of mine, and I somehow I had a dream about a few days ago. When I woke up, I looked at my body, and I was just stars. Yeah, and this morning when I was helping somebody. I my star hands went into her body and removed something. Yeah, it was like I was doing healing with these star hands. It's really strange because I was nowhere near her. I was, of course, talking to her. But at the same time, it happened later. I felt like a beautiful, like these hands were brushing me and cleaning me. But they obviously were her hands. But it was a bit simultaneous. But I don't know if it's related, but it felt so apt to say this. It's like, um, I don't know, I felt like I felt what you're saying now, but it's been building up for the last few days. It's very, very, not strange, but it's almost like this. I felt the parallels, but they're simultaneous. But this is something that I do, is see the different things. So it kind of makes sense in my head that it's all happening now. I don't know how that's the right way to say it, but yes, I saw this psychic transference, but it of my star human helping that star human, and them helping me simultaneously.
Yes, yes. What is different, what you explained, is that it's something you do. And here, so it's active approach in healing, what you did with your hands. But here we just ask, petition, and then stay passive. And just, we are recipients. We receive this grace. We receive this healing. Yeah.
Even if it was like it was they were stars. So I felt it was connected with the human star.
Yes and no, but that's I need to go more into details.
Okay,
it will take too much time.
Okay.
So thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
Anyone else would like to share, or is there any question? Okay. Yes, Maureen, please do. But without this intro, like it was nothing, it was very simple, just shoot.
It was very simple. I do this type of healing and have done for a lot of years and in different modalities. And it was quite wonderful to try doing it with a human star. And I was working with somebody who's in a lot of pain at the moment. And it was wonderful because I was, as usual, using my heart energy to do the work. But I didn't have to do anything other than observe the human stars doing it. And instinctively, I was starting to step in, with my own heart energy directly to where I knew the damage was. No, the human stars are doing this. Back off, and just watch them, observe them, working in the area where I know there's a problem. So,
Excellent, Maureen. That's a really important point, because when you are using your, as you said, heart energy, you are connected directly to the person you are healing or helping, and taking some of its negative energy on you.
yes.
Always. And in this way, it goes like in triangle. So you simply transfer the responsibility for healing to something else. And in that way, you don't involve your own energy. Excellent insight. It's excellent insight. And I must say, it's more powerful. Human stars are a bit more clever than we are. Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much. So, what we will do for induction, living light induction, is something we will do for a number of sessions, and that is connecting with the specific fields of living light that are generated in the human star constellation sites. So I spoke briefly about it last time, that there are constellation sites. These are specific sites which are not connected with the chakras of the planetary body, ley lines, or places of power, or anything like that. You would say these are spiritual centers on a spiritual level, but on a worldly level, these are like focal points of specific civilization. Usually, they are connected with the central temple or a palace in the capital city of that civilization. And they are inhabited by the fully mature human stars that were members of that civilization. After they reach full maturity, they go to this specific place, specific site, and stay there doing different types of work. And among different tasks they have is to help people of that civilization to accelerate their development, to reach that level of full maturity of their human star. So helping in healing, transferring knowledge to more developed people who visit those places, and for the people who are not developed enough, meaning that their functionality of nervous system, purity of aura and consciousness, as well as their connection and contact with living light is not well developed, so that they cannot receive directly knowledge, transference of knowledge, this download of knowledge from the fully mature human stars. There are different structures created, energy fields created on these sites in order to help those people as well. There are three basic fields that are common for all constellation sites. There are like 90 something those constellation sites around the globe. And the first one is specific field, huge field, kilometers of diameter around the constellation site, exact point of constellation site. And that field is called peace, field of peace. So the aim of this field is to bring calm and tranquility to anyone reaching outer perimeter of this field, and closer you go towards the center, towards the exact point of constellation site, deeper the peace is. So basically it's a teaser field, having a purpose of bringing people to visit the constellation site. You can work with that field, it's a powerful field. This is just a basic function. Any spiritual field has many functions. So whenever you want to induce state of peace, which is one of the most powerful ways to induce living light, you can connect on a level, on a spiritual level, on a consciousness level, with the field of peace of specific constellation site, and that will bring tranquility and serenity, feeling of peace and calm for you or for the space you want to, where you want to bring peace, or for the group, person or group of people, and so on and so forth. The other common field of spiritual energy generated around the constellation sites is a presence of creators. So it is not a field of spiritual energy, but that's something which is unique for constellation sites, that there is direct presence of the creator's energy. There is no any such site, any point in creation where creator's energy is directly present as it is on constellation sites, human star constellation sites. So you may say that on such a place you have a direct communication line with the creator, with the creator's energy. And the third field is called field of light. And that is actually field of intelligent living light in its purest form, present at that exact around the constellation site. The purpose of this field of living light around the constellation sites is to serve as a kind of spiritual library. It holds in itself immense knowledge, not just about spiritual energies or invisible aspects of life, but any knowledge that is useful for development of human civilization in accord with the Creator's will. So it's also knowledge of healing, among other things. By connecting to the field of light, living light, in the constellation site, you can receive knowledge of how to heal yourself or to heal others. So that is immensely powerful induction method, how to induce living light. What is preferable until you become accustomed to these methods, this method of connecting with the fields of constellation sites, is to do so with the constellation sites you have already visited. Consciously or unconsciously. And since most of you are English people, Londoners even, or at least you spend some time in London, and you have a constellation site in London, which is Westminster Abbey, very, very powerful constellation site, I would suggest you work with that constellation site. And that is constellation site of English civilization, yes? British, better to say, yeah? It's more accurate, British civilization. Bear in mind that this constellation site is much, much older than human history have a record of white people inhabiting British islands. So it's not just British. Before Brits were on a British island, well, there were other people living there. So it's thousands of years old. And different civilizations gave birth to fully mature human stars of exceptionally creative people, members of those civilizations, who are now living eternally until the full mission of human stars is finished on that constellation site. But nevertheless, there are many exceptional creators known to our history, which are part of the British culture, who are now present at Westminster Abbey as in a form of fully mature human stars. Most of them are scientists. And that is a specific quality. Every constellation site has specific quality because it is a focal point of specific civilization. So for this constellation site, it's a science. There are many scientists there, not exclusively scientists, but most of the human stars are actually followed. The last life they followed was of a scientist. The main virtue of a science is truth, seeking the truth of life, of reality. So you may say that is predominant quality, scientific truth. And when I say science, nowadays we think like only about material science. But for example, one of my favorite scientists, Sir Isaac Newton, he was alchemist. He was such a highly developed spiritual person, and he wrote about it, and he spoke about it. And what we know, we say Newtonian physics. Like that's his mechanistic theory, gravity, theory of gravity, and which is like a gospel of atheistic physicists. It's totally not true. He said that gravity detected around the mass of specific body is stronger than it should be compared to the mass of the body generating this gravity. And the only source he can trace for this extra gravity, excess of gravity, he finds in God. So this is not materialistic type of science, the scientist. He speaks that all gravity is basically coming from one source, divine source, and that some of it is manifested through the material objects, through the material mass. My point is that's true science. That is connecting spiritual science with material science and aiming at achieving integral understanding of reality. So let us tap into this immense library, light library, and benefit from this stored knowledge in our own development for the good of overall development of humankind. Sit comfortably, relax, breathe. Feel your inner self, this simple notion, I am. which is foundation of our consciousness, of our life, of our existence, this simple, undescribable presence seated in the center of our chest, expanded throughout the body and around the body like a field of presence, spheroid field of presence around the body. Now think of Westminster Abbey. Just recall how it looks, and you will feel similar presence, sphere of light around it. Feel how your field of light is connecting with the field of light around Abbey. Feel how field of presence around the body becomes denser. Living light is more and more concentrated. every point, every coordinate point in your field of presence is packed with knowledge you can unpack whenever you want. By simple concentration, bringing your attention to that specific point. Thank you. Okay, so to highlight one thing, in this way we start the process, and usually takes 1 minute, 2 minutes to stay with the process you have induced by the induction, yeah? And then you just leave it. You can do another thing, start another process. And this process will go on without need for you to overlook it. So usually these kind of inductions, you can do it as many times as you want, no side effects, harmful side effects or anything. But usually it's enough to do it once a day, because you have started the process and it takes some time. So, is there any comments, or you like to share how was it? Have you felt this kind of thickening, how rising of density of the presence around you? At least that's what I feel. Yes, Maureen. Something simple, please.
Well, after listening to being in Westminster Abbey with all those scientists, I think I can go a bit further.
Oh, excellent.
Doesn't have to be my usual Northern simple. What was different about doing this connection when I was in Westminster Abbey, apart from the incredible strength of the human star energy there, was my light is usually a sort of shining light, like a torch light, but this was liquid light.
Ah.
It was quite different, and it was sort of rolling, rather like seeing the moon on the waves as the waves crest and break, and it was rolling out and out and out and out and out. But it was a strong light. It wasn't like, as I said, an electric light. It was more substance to it, and an incredible sense of connection. And I might even answer a science question now if you asked me.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you, Maureen. Thank you.
Yes.
So, so what we will do next is to connect with the field around the constellation site of Westminster Abbey, which is the field of presence of Creator. So we cannot command Creator, his energy, but what we can is to connect with that field in order to intensify the presence of our own self. How come? Well, this I am is a point, a tiny point of Creator's energy, you can say, Creator's presence. So, Creator is saying, I am in us. That's Creator's energy, Creator's presence. That's how we are all connected, or when you truly open up your mind. And when there is a removing any boundaries between your consciousness and yourself, you will understand that only self exists. You can call it Creator or universal self. That's just mind making differentiation. But essentially, we say that self-realization and God realization is one and the same thing. Okay. So what is I am feeling for a human, that is presence of Creator for a human star constellation site. You can say that presence of Creator, this field of presence around the Westminster Abbey, is actually I am feeling for that constellation site. And that is exactly the same presence. So just, we can do it now, yes? Just bring your attention to your own inner self. Feel this feeling, I am. Simple notion that you exist, that you are. Seated in the center of your chest. And stay with it. It's you. There is a specific sensation, specific feeling, nuance, this notion of the self. Now think of Westminster Abbey and find exactly the same feeling slightly beneath the ground, of the church, as a center of this field of presence. It's the same feeling I am as you feel it in your heart, in your chest. Stay with it. You are simultaneously feeling your own self, your own I am feeling, and the presence creator, creator's energy in the center of constellation site Westminster Abbey, which is below the ground, below the Abbey. Same feeling. Anyone would like to share briefly? Yes, Wanda.
I'm sorry I missed. Sorry I missed you, but I will listen to recording. Oh, I'm glad I caught one of the exercises. Yes, what I saw was a huge, like a well beneath the church, a massive circumference, maybe half of the Westminster, and down below, as if there were people, but I saw them from the top. I could see the shoulders, but the heads were just pure light, just light. And when I looked at that, I feel moved. You know, in my chest, I feel moved. And as I felt moved, I at the same time felt a little bit lightheaded. And that brought my attention to my human star. And I thought, oh, maybe we are linking at this point. You know, just the connection went from heart to head a little bit, and then the human star.
But can you you were able to feel this I am feeling in this field of below at Westminster as well?
Well, let's put it this way. I have tried to transfer it, if you wish, because I as if transferred and tried to feel that it is the same, but I don't have the certainty with the same, because immediately the vision opened. In fact, my first vision was like human swimming in the air with a very long hair, just like drawn with a pencil, no face, just body, you know, hands and arms and long hair. I could just see they were swimming, but it's air, and I thought, they are not in the air, they are probably in the ground. But I tried to transfer, but I will be honest, I don't think I've actually achieved it.
Yeah. Thank you, Wanda, for sharing and for your honesty. Yes, because it's this. I haven't planned this connection with the field of creator's energy for this evening. much later, but because I made this error, and as you know, there are no mistakes, so I introduced this this evening, and it's like basically you have a split second feeling, and that's enough. If you have one split second feeling of this I am presence in the constellation site, the connection is made, you know. But it's the most difficult thing to connect with the creator's field, and basically it's up to him or her or it to facilitate it. Yes, Sharon was a split second faster. You are next, Catherine. Yes, Sharon. Thank you, Wanda.
I felt that I had this split second. It's almost like I was, you know, just feeling into it, and then I went in, and then as soon as I was like, oh, I'm in a you know, the energy was so different. It almost brought me back again, if you like. It was so, when you said split second, I was like, oh, okay. I thought I dozed off, but I hadn't dozed off. It was literally a force to go in and then come back out again. So thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. And this split second is eternal. So it's in our time split second, but actually it's eternal connection. Yes, Catherine. Thank you, Sharon.
I found it really, completely, I can't actually even talk about it. But from the previous exercise, I had that that really tight band around my head again.
Mhm.
And it was quite painful. It was like I was going to ask you how to stop it. But then when we did that connecting to the field, I had these really strong pains through my chest. And then it was just like, so, you know, it's like, if you go at something from an angle, so you're not trying, it was like, oh, I can't even. And if I was to say I'm going to try and connect with the field of amness of the Creator, or the field of the Creator, I wouldn't get what I got just then. But it was something to do with, it was something to do with Westminster Abbey. I used to work in a music shop within that kilometre, actually, cataloguing orchestral scores. So I have a really strong idea of where it is and how it feels, and somehow the strength of that sight slipped me into, oh, I can't, yeah, it was really overwhelming. Yeah. Sorry, maybe I shouldn't have shared. I'm just.
No, excellent. I love it. Well, I hope no one has this intention to actually explain experience, because that's impossible. But as you speak about your experience, you are sharing it with others. You know, we can intuit your experience. It's not about words. Words cannot explain it. Definitely not. Just finger pointing to the moon, not moon itself. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's amazing. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Excellent. The main point I just want to add, you cannot force this. So we are not trying to do something to connect. No, you stay in your I am feeling. You know that there is the same feeling in the center of the constellation site, and you just stay open for connection. So we are on the receiving end. We cannot actively make a connection. We simply are available for connection, and it happens if it happens, and usually it is split second connection. Okay, thank you so much. That's what I have prepared, and a bit more, and I have prepared for this evening, and see you in 10 days. You're an amazing group, really.